Pakistan cricket team's tantrums have fallen flat. For over an hour, there was high drama at the Dubai International Stadium this evening, where the Pakistan team was supposed to play the UAE team tonight in their Asia Cup encounter. But the Pakistan team was stayed put in the hotel, apparently at the instructions of the PCB, the Pakistan Cricket Board. They were even threatening to pull out of the match, and maybe, if they didn't have their way, even pull out of the entire tournament. And one of their primary demands was that the match referee, Andy Pycroft, who was also the match referee in the India-Pakistan game, they want him removed. In fact, the Pakistan Cricket Board holds Andy Pycroft as the one who was responsible for the entire handshake fiasco that happened when Pakistan lost the match to India back on Sunday. Remember, Surya Kumar Yadav, the Indian captain, and the rest of the Indian team refused to shake the hands of their Pakistani counterparts after that match got over on Sunday. And the Pakistanis, ever since, have been crying hoarse that it was up to the match referee to get the Indians to shake hands in sportsman spirit. And of course, as the captain of the Indian team said, and subsequently also the coach of the Indian team said, there are things that are much more important in life than sportsman spirit. But despite all their threats and their tantrums that the Pakistanis threw tonight just ahead of their UAE game, all of that fell on deaf ears because eventually the Pakistanis had to come back to the stadium, tail between their legs, and play the UAE match. Two questions. One, should the ICC penalize Pakistan and the Pakistan team, the board, for this bad behavior, this unruly behavior? And two, is there also a lesson here for India, for everyone who said, oh, we couldn't boycott the match, there is too much at stake, there are television rights, there is lots of money, there are ICC points, Olympic bid, etc., etc. Is there a lesson in this mini episode for us here in India as well? But first, let's bring you up to speed with, the drama that happened earlier this evening. It was between that short distance where the Pakistan cricket team is staying put in the hotel and the Dubai International Stadium. Finally, they had to relent. They had to fall in line because there is a lot at stake for the PCB, and it seems like the ICC read the riot act to the PCB officials. The PCB could stand to lose anywhere between $12 to $16 million in revenue. That is about 7% of its entire budget. Its entire budget is just about $120-130 million, of which they would stand to lose about 7% if they forfeited this match. It would be a significant loss for a cash-strapped board, which makes it unlikely for Pakistan to go ahead with this withdrawal. Now they've come back to the stadium and the match is about to start. The ICC or the Asian Cricket Council could penalize or even sideline the PCB. The boycott could also jeopardize the prospects for the PCB to host or participate in future tournaments. In fact, these are live pictures that we're getting of the Pakistan team reaching the stadium. This match was supposed to have gotten underway by now, 8 p.m. India time, 6:30 p.m. Dubai time, but they have just reached the stadium. So it looks like the start of this match has been delayed by at least an hour, if not longer. So these are live pictures that we're getting from the Dubai International Stadium, where the Pakistani team has just arrived. Also, the withdrawal from a match or a tournament could jeopardize the PCB's position within the ACC boardroom. Remember, the head of the PCB is also the head of the ACC currently. It's a position by rotation. Potentially, it could also affect the PCB's 15% annual share for not participating in a major event. Mohsin Naqvi, who is the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board and also the chairman of the Asian Cricket Council, that would also be challenged officially from within the board of the ACC and also from the official broadcaster, who might refuse to pay the agreed fee to the ACC and also partaking some of it to the respective cricket boards. I want to go across first to Shivani Gupta of CNN News 18 before we open this up to our cricketers. Shivani, so now that the Pakistan cricket team has reached the stadium, we can see those live pictures of them disembarking from the team bus and going into the stadium. What was this tantrum all about?
Yes, actually, that is the question left in many of our minds, because as this match is now set to be underway, Zaka, what we're also being told is that Andrew Pycroft, the match referee that they had opposed, and they wanted him sacked from the entire tournament, if not that, at least a midway, that he doesn't officiate Pakistan matches. Even that is not happening. We are being told that Andy Pycroft is very much the match referee for the match that is now expected to be played between Pakistan and UAE in about an hour's time from now. So what did Pakistan achieve? out of this entire stunt. They didn't get any of their demands met. Already, any action on Indian team or Indian captain was a foregone conclusion. It was never going to happen. The ICC also would never have appeased Pakistan to the extent that they would have sacked a match referee just at their behest. No clear-cut case is made out against Andy Pycroft. It's Pakistan's word versus the Pycroft's word or Indian team's word, because they have denied that any communication was passed on to the Pakistan team at the time of toss during the India-Pakistan match, and the match referee was in know of everything. Even if it was, then you could argue that he was only conveying what was conveyed to him, and there is no case made out against him that he somehow brought the game into disrepute. So the question is, you've not got any of your demands met. You're playing this tournament now. The players' entire mental makeup would have been shaken. God only knows what kind of performance they would be able to pull up, because they need to win this match to be able to progress into this tournament. It once again shows Pakistan as an unstable country, not only for the reasons that we know them to be, but also as far as a participant in ICC tournaments or ACC tournaments is concerned. I don't know if any penalization will happen. I'm not sure if ICC would like to take it to that level. They would also like to rest this matter, because this is becoming a headache for the ICC as well. But I don't think that cricket bodies will have the kind of faith in the PCB that they wouldn't pull this stunt in the future as well.
Absolutely, and that could be as recently as this coming Sunday, because I'm told that if this tournament progresses in the way it is expected to progress, then India and Pakistan could play again, perhaps as close as this Sunday, and maybe if both of them then progress to the finals, they could play again next Sunday. So are we to then put up with this similar kind of tantrum, every few days? That's a question that's worth asking. Thank you very much, Shivani, for joining us. I want to go across to Atul Vasan, former India cricketer. So is that a bane that we have to now live with for the rest of this tournament, Atul? These tantrums that the Pakistanis will throw. One, they want the match referee change. Two, they want Surya Kumar Yadav to apologize. I mean, come on, who do they think they are, and why should the rest of the tournament, the rest of the countries who are taking part in this tournament, put up with this Pakistani nonsense?
Well, I think there is no pain for Indian team. I think we sent across the message that we have to play for the bigger, method to the madness to all this thing. But we will not go back to the normal where we were cordial with you, we were smiling at you. We will just show that we are not, accepting that what has happened, and we will just show our displeasure. And they can't force respect. There's no code of conduct where even Pycroft didn't inform them. And I think they should have let the sleeping dogs lie. By making this hue and cry about this whole thing, they've actually brought more ignominy on themselves, because, they were demanding respect where the other person doesn't want to give, and they are crying wolf about it. So imagine an ICC actually and imagining this match delaying by 1 hour. Under what rule? Because this is again, has to be looked by ICC, and ICC actually is miffed. So Pakistan is doing all the effort, and I think because then they don't care about the penalties now, because they just want to show that they are upset, and they are trying to, like kids throw the dummy out of the basket. That's what they're doing. But this will help India's case to get Pakistan ostracized globally. I think if they do that, then we don't have to have this pain point where we antagonize our nation by playing this, and our government allowing this, just because we have to move forward, and there are many things attached to this.
I am in fact going to the extent of saying that the ICC should not look at this behavior kindly. They should actually take some kind of penal action against Pakistan. At the very least, there should be some kind of definitive explanation for why you delayed by 1 hour an entire international cricket match. I mean, the crowds are waiting there. It's hot in Dubai. The broadcasters have, paid for this. Yeah, I mean, all of this is now on hold, because Mr. Naqvi and the rest of the PCB and his players have willy-nilly are willing to throw a tantrum.
No, because we have to understand that the umbilical cord of all this is attached to the top management in Pakistan. Who runs the Pakistan Army? Who runs cricket in Pakistan Army? And who runs PCB? So we all know that direct players are being used as a tool to just make just like a tokenism. And I think I feel sorry for the players also, because why keep everybody waiting till the last minute? If you had an issue, and the Pycroft was the issue, I think they were willing to remove him. But then why remove an ICC match referee and just placate a team?
So here are the 5 demands that they had. Ritinder Singh Sodhi is also joining us. Here are the 5 demands that they had. Number one, act against India for the no handshake that Surya Kumar Yadav and his teammates, they refused to shake the hands of the Pakistanis either before or after the game. That was completely done away with. That was completely ignored. Nobody paid attention to the Pakistani demand. Number two, they wanted to remove Andy Pycroft as match referee for some twisted reason. They said that the responsibility of getting the captains to shake the hands was that of the match referee. The match referee did not do that. He should be removed. Again, that demand has been rejected. Andy Pycroft must apologize to Pakistan. For what? I mean, I don't know. Why the hell should he apologize to Pakistan? Again, a demand that's been completely rejected and ignored. And finally, the last tantrum for which we've seen this 1 hour delay, Ritinder Singh Sodhi, is that the Pakistanis said they will play this game against the UAE only if Pycroft is not the match referee anymore. Again, a demand that's been rejected by the ICC. And now, with their tail between their legs, the Pakistani players and the PCB have to come back to the stadium and start this match 1 hour delayed. Mr. Sodhi.
This is very bizarre. This is unbelievable. I think this has not happened in world cricket any day, because any team coming 1 hour late and asking that 1 hour delay should be there. There's no intervention of weather or any other thing. But coming up with this, I'm sure this is where ICC has to look in. And simple and straight. I think that answers the question, because nobody can force you to shake hand, and there's no rule in ICC laws or match referee has no intervention in this, because I have been match referee at few instances in Indian cricket, but I have never read, or we are never told that you have to be very careful about the handshakes. If somebody doesn't do that customary handshake, you have to penalize him. You have to get him in level 1, level 2 offense. That has not happened anytime.
In fact, Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain, was asked about this in the post-match press conference, and Mr. Sodhi, he said, sportsman spirit is fine, but there are things bigger than sportsman spirit in life. And we all know what he was referring to. I mean, the Pahalgam attack is not something that anyone in India will ever forget. It's not something that can be condoned. And two, yes, he's right. There is much more to life than just sportsman spirit. So if sportsman spirit has been offended by not shaking hands, then damn with sportsman spirit.
Look, he has said it all here, because his statement, we have all listened to it, and if we just analyze it very carefully, he said everything, because he said sportsman spirit is important, but at times in life, sportsman spirit can take the back seat, and that is where in that game, sportsman spirit took the back seat. We didn't shake hand, and that is where we should have. But then there's a big reason behind that, and that is what Surya Kumar Yadav has explained it and elaborated it so nicely, so beautifully. And if somebody is not understanding, I think that's their fault. But regarding the handshake, I can tell you here on record, if we play Pakistan again, if we beat them again, we need not shake hand again.
No, so my fear is that again this Sunday and the next Sunday, if both teams make it to the final, they will do the same nakhra, the same tantrum again. But before I come to that, Atul Vasan, here's what was at stake for the PCB and what they were liable for and willing to give up in case they, forfeited this match against the United Arab Emirates. They would have to compensate, or at least they were certainly liable to compensate the ICC and broadcasters for their losses. That could run into 12, 15, 16, 17 million dollars in a cricket board in a country that is broke, a country that is being funded by the IMF and the World Bank. Also, the ICC could withhold the share of revenue that is being generated by this tournament, whether in the form of broadcast rights or any other revenue. This can be withheld to the Pakistan Cricket Board. And if the ICC so chooses, the code of conduct of the ICC does allow for sanctions, including possible suspension from future ICC events if the boycott is seen as political and without valid reason. This is what was at stake, and somebody read the riot act to them. That's why they're now coming back to the stadium with their tail between their legs.
I wonder, knowing everything, they still went down this path, and we all know that they don't care. Pakistan is a country, or the regime, or even the PCB. I mean, they would rather cut their nose to spite the face than go down this road, because the whole world they owe money to. So this money will come from somewhere, but they just want to make a hue and cry about it, and still not understanding that this is bringing more insult on them, because they are forcing somebody to acknowledge you. And I think this is what the point is. Where before we used to fight and come back to play, and the signal used to go that everything is okay. Cricket was used as a bridge. But I think we were the nice guys of world cricket, and we thought fine. We were friends when I used to play with Pakistani players. We thought let the politics happen. But I think that kind of thing that is over. There's a line in the sand because we know that they will come back to the same way. And if we validate them by smiling at them and by shaking hands with them, no, it is not going to actually make any difference because they are going to be the same. So they're demanding this is bizarre. And I think doing all these penalties, they're helping India's hand because we, as it is, want to ostracize them globally, so we don't have to, take our public and opinion and the kind of backlash we had to just play this game. It'll make it easier for us.
I want to get a final word from Ritinder Sodhi. So again, now on Sunday, if India and Pakistan end up being A1 and A2 in their group, they'll have to play again on Sunday in the round of 4. So then what? We put up with this charade, this whole tantrum, stadium pe nahi aayenge, we'll wait, we'll make you wait for an hour. This back and forth between the PCB and the ICC will continue. I mean, do the Indian players also have to put up with this nonsense if it so happens on Sunday?
No, I don't think so that would happen now because as Atul Bhai has said, and we all know that what the ICC rules and regulations are, you can't delay the match with these tantrums. And if you do that, there might be few sanctions now also. But at the end of the day, Pakistan has to look into their cricket rather than handshakes because their cricket at the moment is in doldrums. They have to think of their batting, bowling, and fielding. I think that's the way to come out of this big hole which they are into at the moment. But yes, India is blazing all cylinders, and I'm sure India will leave no stone unturned to beat Pakistan once again.
Somebody on Twitter said maybe this was a way of them not having to face the ignominy of losing to India again and again in this tournament. So maybe this was the only way out. Just how bad the quality of this Pakistan team has been. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Ritinder Sodhi, Atul Vasan, for joining us. We'll see and keep an eye out on the remainder of the progress of the Asia Cup that is happening underway. That's currently underway in Dubai.